We all know what an entrepreneur is, right? I mean, come on, we are the world changers. We have the inventors, the service providers. We do all kinds of things. But what makes an entrepreneur tick? What makes us feel that way that we do, or think that the way that we do? What we need to do is think about our core. So let's talk about the entrepreneurial core. What makes an entrepreneur? So the entrepreneurial core is what you will find inside every entrepreneur. This core is permanent and completely unbreakable. This core is the key to how the heart of every entrepreneur works. It consists of 3 different variables that add up to make an entrepreneur whole. The 3 different variables are: 1, you've got sensitivities; 2, you've got passions; and 3, you've got vulnerabilities. Let's talk about the sensitivities. Entrepreneurs have an extraordinary level of sensitivity. We're not only involved in our own feelings, but also those of others. This is why we want to create a solution to the problem. It's not about personal gain, but rather the health and well-being of others. Whether it be making an invention or providing a service, our goal is to make someone's life less complicated and less stressful. But what about our passions? Entrepreneurs have an unparalleled amount of passion. We all know this. We're not the average employee who works an 8-to-5 job with weekends off. We dedicate our entire life and energy into our work because that's how much we believe in it. Oftentimes, this is the only way we have meaning in our life is because of our work. We work more hours than employees can and struggle to sleep because we can't get our brains to shut off at night. But what about our vulnerabilities? As entrepreneurs, our vulnerability is beyond compare. By putting our all into what we do, we leave ourselves open to the possibility of pain. But this is part of being an entrepreneur. We have to risk it all, which means risking our vulnerability and having pain. Now there's 2 different types of cores. We've got the strong core and we've got the fractured core. These are the only 2 cores that you can have as an entrepreneur. So let's talk more about the strong core. The strong core is when everything is going perfect. This is when the entrepreneur really thrives. There are no pains holding us back, and we're able to not only chase our dreams, but also turn them into a reality. This is the best type of core that you can have as an entrepreneur. Common symptoms of having a strong core is we're constantly moving forward, accomplishing our goals, completing the impossible, changing the world, and we feel unstoppable. Now the fractured core on the other hand is the complete opposite. The fractured core is when we begin to feel stuck. It feels like no matter how hard we try, we can't accomplish the goals we're reaching for. This is when we start to notice that something is holding us back from moving forward, but we can't quite figure it out. Common symptoms of a fractured core is feeling as though we're running in place. We hit this plateau that we can't escape, self-doubt or second-guessing our decisions, feeling incomplete or as though something is missing, and the fear of failure takes over. What causes a fractured core? The most common cause of a fractured core is any type of psychological pain. Because psychological pain is the biggest crippling component to entrepreneurs due to the fact that we have an extraordinary level of sensitivity. Some examples of what can cause a fractured core: negative memories or thoughts from our childhood or upbringing, guilt from bad decisions we've made, loss of an important relationship, or uncontrollable life events that we can't change. These can often cripple you and fracture your core. But why is the fractured core a good thing? Because when a bone breaks and allowed to heal properly, it comes back stronger than it was before the break. That's because calcium in the callus builds up in the break and makes it stronger. That's how we have to look at the fractured core. We can build that callus to every event, and what that means is that you'll become more resilient after every fracture in your core. Every entrepreneur will experience a fractured core at least once, most likely multiple times throughout our life. Your core can never be permanently broken, only temporarily fractured.